Kupiansk, Ukraine. In an old garage workshop outside Kupiansk, a group of soldiers return to the past as they search for weapons to fight Russian soldiers. One of the creative units is to modernize old Soviet-era KS-19 anti-aircraft guns and turn the old machines into fast-moving weapons of destruction that can be used to target dozens Russian soldiers at once. Through an ingenious act of improvisation and some commercially available technology, they turned the Kremlin's history against the Russian military. The Soviet Union was once a major exporter of tanks, artillery, air defense systems and armored personnel carriers around the world, especially in Eastern Europe, including Ukraine. For decades, Ukraine had a stockpile communist-era weapons used both in Russia's invasion of Donbas region in 2014 and at the beginning full-scale war that began on February 24, 2022. Soldiers and civilian combatants from all sides took up arms by any means they could, including weapons produced by the occupying forces. Over time, ruins of the Kremlin were modified as new Western weapons such as Leopard Tanks, American M777s, and high-mobility artillery rocket systems were introduced to front lines. Ukraine received $100 billion in military aid in the last 21 months of the war and managed to repel large numbers of Russian forces. In regions such as Lviv and Kiev, life returned to normal as 2 years into the war, while Western support remained steady throughout. U.S. President Joe Biden signed into law a temporary spending bill to stop the government shutdown on November 16, with no new aid to Ukraine mentioned in the bill. Further war-torn country is at a standstill, and the earliest Congress wrap up negotiations and offer new aid to Ukraine is expected be mid-December. But it could be even later. Raising fears will come from one of Ukraine's largest country's supporters are dwindling it be. Uncertainty surrounding future role of Western aid led Sergeant Evegeny Iitvin and the artillery battery unit of Ukrainian Army's 241st Brigade to turn to Soviet-era weapons. Last March, they were told that he was awarded 4 kilo Siemens 19 anti-aircraft guns made shortly after the end of World War II. Similar weapons were used in the Korean War and America's wars in Vietnam and Afghanistan. The weapons were made to be used against targets moving at 745 miles per hour at distances of up to 9 miles. Ukrainian forces began experimenting with using these anti-aircraft guns in ground combat against Russian soldiers. This had a devastating effect. At Kupiansk, artillery battery-mounted guns on back of civilian trucks, allowing them to enter and exit battlefield quickly. With help donors, friends and colleagues, including Ukrainian Okwine Alcohol Company, unit is financing restoration of several guns, dismantling guns, loading parts into bed of freight truck and rebuilding them on platform. After 3 months' work, the result is a mobile weapon destruction that can destroy targets up to 328